Hey everybody, how you doing? Unfortunately, we had an incident a few months ago. I think someone tried to smash my window to break in and probably steal some stuff. They didn't end up stealing anything. Fortunately, maybe someone was driving by and they got spooked, or maybe they realized it was gonna be a lot harder to get into the van than they thought. But regardless, they didn't take anything. Sucks that they broke into the rear quarter panel of this van though, because I called Safelite to try to get it fixed. They said they'd have the rear quarter panel ordered and sent out. They kept calling every week saying it was delayed. This went on for about a month. They said it was en route. Another month went by, and I know, stupid for me to wait this long, but I didn't really have much of a choice because I thought this was happening. They told me that they just don't make the quarter panel windows anymore. So this is a 99 Chevy Astro van. So I needed to figure out what I was gonna do. I looked on eBay, all over the place. The prices were pretty high. I think I saw some for upwards of $400. And I was like, well, maybe I'll just go to a pick and pull and see what I can find there. Long story short, I found a rear quarter panel window from a GMC Safari. So I went to the pick and pull, pulled the window out, and I'm gonna try to put it in myself. You know, I'm not a professional. Professionals are obviously know how to do this the best, but I did get a few tips from folks that had worked in the industry, replacing windows for a while. I'm gonna give it a shot and see how it goes. First thing I've got to do is get rid of all this glass, and I've got to scrape off the old adhesive to try to get it down to the pinch weld. I'm just using a sheetrock knife, and I'm trying to get rid of the rubber seal along with the adhesive that's still sticking this glass to the pinch weld. I'm sure there's other tools that are more professional than this, but the sheetrock knife worked just fine for me. Now I'm just going to take the shop vac and clean everything up so there's no glass hanging around. And now I'm using my sheetrock knife to get as close to the metal as I can on the car before I add my primer and my adhesive. Now I'm just cleaning the glass. It was pretty dirty from sitting at the pick and pull for so long. Now I'm just taking the sheetrock knife and trying to get rid of all the old adhesive that was on the glass window itself, while still trying to keep the rubber seal that goes around the outside intact. You don't want to skimp on this next part. This is Dow primer that I used. You want to get the same primer that matches the adhesive that you're going to be using. You can get it for about 10 bucks on Amazon, and this little tube goes a long way. I put this all along the pinch weld. You really want to cover any of the metal spots, any of the scratches that you're going to have. This will help prevent leaking, stop rust. It'll also help the glass and the adhesive stick to the pinch weld. This is the adhesive that I'm using. It's also made by Dow, and you can get it for about 10 bucks on Amazon. To apply the adhesive, glass experts recommend doing a V-bead. In order to make a V-bead, you take the nozzle, you cut a relatively wide area, and then you just cut a V shape into one side of the nozzle.
Just wanna spend some time together before everything's gone. We should have loved each other, baby. Oh, what could I have done? Just wanna spend some time together before everything's gone. It's in the air, can't you feel that good times are coming on?
I'm using a regular caulking gun to apply the adhesive. This is not recommended. It's a lot easier to use an automatic caulk gun, but this is all I had. To place the window, I got these two suction cups from Harbor Freight. They're really cheap. I did a dry fit before I even put any caulking on, but otherwise I just lined it up and pushed it in. And then I just took some thick masking tape and taped it up. I left mine for about 48 hours to dry to make sure everything was solid.
We should have lived a life together in your warm inside.
And like most projects, taking off the masking tape is one of the most satisfying parts.
Love each other, baby.
I'm
not really sure if this is the professional way to do it, but I'm going to take 2 suction cups on the outside of the glass and see how solid this thing is.
It's in the air, can't you feel that the time's coming on? California, all this time.
Pretty good.
And after about 3 weeks, a few rainstorms, and testing it out with a hose, I have no leaks and the window's still solid. I'm really stoked. I just wish I would have did this a lot sooner. If you have any suggestions on what I could have done better on this, or tips and advice for anybody that is trying to do their own glass, please leave it in the comments below. And subscribe and hit the bell if you want more content from Far Out Family.